Yeah, I want to pass on a little tip on this chassis saver. They weren't kidding. If you get any of this paint around the lid of this can, you're not going to get this off. I was using vice grips and a pry bar, and forget it. So what I did was I punched a hole in it, and I sealed the hole back up with a screw, and I put a piece of tape over it, and I got some of it out of here. And I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put it in glass containers like this, and this is a glass container with a screw-on lid, so I can use it a little bit at a time in case it gets like I can't get it out, can't get it open or whatever. I can always drill a hole in there or something. But what I found out is I got a gallon of this stuff because it's cheaper, and I got some more coming. I actually have a little bit over a quart coming for the black, and I found out this stuff is great. And it's so super strong, you will, even though there's just a little bit on the edge here, and I thought I was being careful, I can't get the lid off of this. Even when I put the vice grips on here and I use a crowbar, I was like, I never seen paint like this stuff in my life. It is strong. So I decided to do is I'm going to put them in these glass containers, and what I did was, these are screw-on, right? And they're glass containers that are colored glass, and then I have it covered up with black tape because I think chassis saver doesn't like UV light, you know. And what I did was, on the inside of this, I used grease on the inside of the threads of this, so I've never had a problem taking this off. And what I'm going to use, I use these little throwaway brushes for this stuff like this, and they're 50 cents each. Fits right in this container just fine. Or sometimes, if I'm just touching up a little bit, say I'm touching up the bolts or something like that, I take out some screws or bolts and they're rusty, I use Q-tips. So just want to pass on this tip because I've noticed that some people bought the little cans of this stuff because when they have a big can of this, I can see why. You run into the problem where you'll never get that lid off. I mean, it's on there. This stuff is some incredibly strong paint. So the workaround is, and I like buying more of it because it's cheaper. I mean, it's way cheaper when you buy a gallon. But a gallon will go in an extremely, you could do probably 4 cars with a gallon. The underside of 4 cars with a gallon. At least 3 anyway. And it's because it goes on thin. So if you're using it for a frame, at least a few cars. So it's a lot. But it's cheaper. So like I said, I'm going to use these glass containers that are colored glass you can't see through. Tape them up with black, and then on the inside threads, I've used this several times. I hadn't had any problem because if I got any on the threads, it had the grease. And sometimes I use the Q-tips. I just want to pass on this tip because this is some great stuff I've been finding out, and you want to buy it in bulk if you're going to be using it a lot because it saves you money. This was $93, and if you buy the separate quarts with all the delivery, it's basically double or more actually. So that's why I got this, but I realize why people get these little cans now. But this is my solution to the little cans. You just get yourself some glass containers. And now if I got to fill this up again, you just pull the tape off, unscrew the screw, and use a funnel, and that's the end of it. And I'll probably fill up several glass containers like that, so it'll have a ready supply of it. And I'm going to say though, this stuff is some great stuff. I've never seen any kind of, it's almost like a plastic porcelain paint, and it sticks on there like you can hammer it. It's on there forever.